Hello and welcome to a new episode. So today we have highlights from race 5 of the GTTCC. This time we've had a promotion up into League 3 and I've taken pole at the Catalunya track. So again featuring the iconic black and gold Audi TT here. So basically we're going to line up, again try and get a good start this time. So hold the revs, when we get green, drop a little bit, gain traction and get back on the power. So a good start, but nowhere near as good as that BMW M4. That doesn't half launch off that start line. Going down to the first corner, trying to stay in the slipstream with the BMW, give him a little flash, but he is sustained defensive. Try and go all the way around the outside. I did back out there because I thought the BMW was going to come sliding over and take me out of the race. And I thought it's best to survive it and get on the brakes. Going for the long right-hander here, trying to stay in the wheel tracks of the BMW. A slight bit of lag there and jumps around. You can see here I'm trying to maximise the corner as much as possible. Down to second, probably a little bit too deep, getting on the power and hitting the limiter there, so that's not helping. So far I'm looking at, I had a really good qualifying and I know that I've got good pace, but this BMW is definitely seems to be pulling away from the pack, so I've got to be wary of what kind of speed there's under this car. Into probably the hardest corner on the track, that left-hander there, it's hard to know when to get on the power because you don't want to run too wide, you will get a penalty. So lift through this one and try and get back on the power. Had to wait a little bit longer than I wanted to. Coming down into one of the good overtaking opportunities. The BMW goes defensive, so I go for the racing line, but just not quite enough. Trying to cut back, but just I can't get on the power early enough. Going up into the complex near the end of the track here. The BMW goes very wide and we managed to get our nose up the inside almost, but not quite. Quick braking and then we're into the final chicane here. Stay in second, rev bang the nuts off it, try and get a good exit through there. We get a good exit, the BMW actually ends up sideways and we go around the outside in the last corner there. At one point I did think of backing out, but respectful racing there gives me enough space just to squeeze around the outside there. Now we're ahead going down the start finish line. We've got a good exit, so we should have good straight line speed all the way down here. We just need to be careful protecting down into the first corner. Hard on the brakes, down to second, off the brakes, and then we can accelerate out. And it looks like we're safe for now. So what we're going to do now is, as the race goes on, I start to stretch my lead. So we're just going to look back at some of the battles throughout the field of this race and see what we can find. So here looking back to now third, so there's the BMW that I've just passed, and we can see we've got the Irishman in the orange Audi TT looking all over the back of this BMW. BMW trying to stay with my Audi TT ahead. I probably reckon he's trying to make sure he can stay in that slipstream, but the Audi TT doesn't half rocket off these corners. A little bit deep for the BMW. The Irishman is all over him here. Up into the fast right-hander up here. TT runs a little bit wide, but he's going to have a shot as he down into this next corner here. So here's probably one of the best overtaking spots if you can get a good exit. Doesn't quite get alongside, so stays behind the BMW. BMW there, at times doing some great apexes, and then every so often just missing an apex by a car width or so. And that's just costing him time here and there. Into the final complex, dab of the brakes, throw it in. Got a little bit of lag here, but nothing too much. The TT there jumping over the curb there, probably going to end up with a penalty for that kind of thing, but it does mean that he's going to get a good exit onto this final straight. And yes, he's right underneath that BMW. So he's going to power down this straight. Looks like he's got a good exit, slipstream, good straight lane speed. And it looks like he's now got his nose ahead of the BMW, going down into the first corner here. Hard onto the brakes. And he manages to complete the pass. Does run a little touch wide, but not enough for the BMW to get back under it. So now the Irishman's up into second, and can he start pulling away from the BMW and catch up to my Audi TT up in first? Looks like the BMW is still fighting on there. He's looking down the inside. There's only a short braking zone into there, so it's going to be tricky to get past going into that corner there for us. Now the Audi looks like he's making best his escape, trying to get a bit of consistency in there. And what we'll do now, we'll have a look, we'll fast forward for a bit more of the race and see if there's any more action we can catch up with. Okay, and we rejoin the action here. We're looking down a bit further down the grid. We've got this wonderful paint job on this Tamiya Audi TT down in 7th. He's looking all over the back of the Subaru Impreza, breaking down into that really good overtaking spot and managed to complete the pass. That's a very nice, good pass there. Look to the inside. The Subaru knew it was coming, so gave racing room and racing respect to the TT, and he managed to complete the pass. But he does run a bit wide there, and the Subaru is down the inside. Thinks better of sticking his nose in there. Probably would have got chopped off if I'm honest. So then into the final chicane. Wimpy there running very wide through the last chicane. Does that give the Impreza enough speed and slipstream to try and pass the Audi TT down the start-finish straight? So we know this TT's got good straight line speed, but that should be a nice slipstream from that fat little TT there. Down into the first corner. Doesn't look like the Subaru's close enough. Wimpy going just a little bit defensive, but managed to make the apex nicely. But he's going to have some pressure from this Subaru now for the next few turns. Going up into the long right-hander here, and the Impreza's looking fiery down here, looking to the inside, and he just slots in just behind. What he needs to do is see if we can force the TT into a mistake, and then if we can force the TT into a mistake, he can try and get that nose just ahead, and that should be enough to get past this TT. Up into this quick little left. Oh, well, the TT's completely missed it. Completely missed that apex there. I don't know whether he got on the grass a bit there or just missed his braking zone, but he's completely missed it and dropped down 2 places. Now he's all the way down behind the Lamborghini. So that's not done his race chances much good there. What he needs to do is regroup. We know he's got a fast car there and a wicked paint job, and he needs to catch up to the guys ahead. We'll cycle through the field here a little bit. You can see the Subaru now. Now he's got a shot at that TT, pushing quite hard, and has been chased down by a Durex Lamborghini Huracan. So that's an interesting sponsorship there. Makes safe sex, makes safe racing maybe. So coming up into the final game, the Subaru's all the way off. It looks like he's determined to try and fight with this Audi TT and throw it all away. And that means the Durex is now up into 6th. And the Subaru drops back down to 7th. And looks like he's in danger of being caught by the Audi TT as well. So we follow the action there, and it looks like the Subaru's had a completely calamitous final section to the, that lap, and the Audi TT's managed to keep on plugging and find his way back past his Subaru. So although the Subaru's not giving up, he's staying there, but he's going to have the outside for this long right-hander, so he's going to struggle down being that side of the Audi TT. So we're back to where we was a lap before, but now the Huracan's ahead. Wow, that's a turnout for the books. Going into this corner, they're still battling. It doesn't look like the TT can quite close off the Subaru. Now the Subaru's looking aggressive. Wimpy braking hard there, and Ricky's looking for a way round. Tries to get the switch back, but just doesn't quite get the power down quick enough. Now it seems like this battle's settled down a little bit. What we'll do, fast forward again the action and see if we can find something else to commentate on. Okay, and what we'll do, we'll now join myself on board. This will be the fastest lap of the race for me, and we'll just go for a commentary of what I'm thinking, what I'm going through on this lap. So down the front straight, change up at 140 as usual. what we're doing, looking for the grey piece of road on the left-hand side, and brake just before that, all the way down to second. Once we've got the nose in, get back on the power, and back up through the gears, up to third, up to fourth. Now what I need to do is a little lift just to get the nose to bite in, and then once we've got conviction that we're going to make it, we'll get back on the power, try and get that front diff biting in. Try and use all the road here, braking just before the shadow, down 2 gears to second. Once again the nose starts turning, we can get back on the power. We get on the power before the nose starts turning, we're just going to get understeer. So up through the gears, again, try and brake as late as we can here, down to second, late apex, get on the power, tried to get on the power a little bit too early there and had to back out of it, but it's okay. Going up to this corner, up to fourth, so we're going to go down to third, get into the curb. Once we can see the exit, get on the power, try not to run too wide, you will get a penalty. Up to this fast right hand corner here, fourth, lift, get it in. Once we can see the exit, back on the power, we can run it all the way out to, as long as one tyre says on the red and white, you won't get a penalty there. Down here, past those 2 corners, as soon as you hear the beep of the timing, onto the brakes, down to all the way to first gear, rev bang first gear, up to second, third, and then up to this corner here. Little dab of the brakes down to second, that just helps us turn it in again. Once we can see the exit, onto the power and straight up to third. A little bit of power, quick brake, down to second. We're going to have to rev bang it here, but it's better than changing it up. Try and get all over these curves here. We want the centre of the curve to be in the centre of the car, and then just slam that power and just hard on all the way through the final corner and across the start finish line. And what kind of time is that? That's a 1:50.4. So that's a good time, not quite as fast as our qualifying time, but a good time nonetheless. What we'll do now, again, we'll fast forward it and see if we can find some more action. So we'll rejoin the action back in the pack with Wimpy and his Tamiya car, and you can see Dre has actually gone off in the final chicane there. His bright pink Nike TT making a massive mistake there, was well ahead, but now he's allowed Wimpy and Ricky to get through, and they can continue their battle that they've been having all race long. By it seems Wimpy gets ahead, makes a mistake, falls back pass, Ricky holds him up, Wimpy gets back pass, and then makes another mistake. But it looks like now he's back up to 6th. It looks like Dre threw away a great opportunity there in his TT. So we fast forwarded a bit of the lap there, and we'll rejoin the action. We can see that the gaps are pretty much the same, although Ricky throws it away there. Coming into the exit, getting all over the gravel, you can see in the background there, and now we join him. Dre all over the back of him. Will he feel the pressure? Does run really deep into the final chicane. That's going to compromise his exit onto the final straight. And Dre's back down the inside of him, but he is going to be right under the bumper, that bright pink TT. And you can see the TT is quite a bit of wider car, so he may get a nice good slipstream down the start-finish straight. Let's see what he can do with this like aged Heineken livery here. Coming down to turn 1, does look to the inside. Dre goes as deep as he can, but he does make the apex, so it doesn't look like there's any way for Ricky to get past. This is letting Wimpy and the Tamiya TT just get away at the front of here. So these two either need to get on and get themselves sorted, or get on and catch up to Wimpy. Up into this quick right-hand corner, and Dre makes a mistake. Was there contact there? I'm unsure. It looks like Ricky's waiting for him, so it looks like there may have been a little bit of contact, and that's really good sportsmanship. Made contact, made a mistake, let the guy get back on track, get the place, but that has allowed Wimpy in the Tamiya to just get away. Although it looks like Dre's trying to let Ricky back past it. I don't quite know what either of them want to do. Maybe they just want to ride side by side, or they just want to enjoy each other's liveries. Either way, it looks like they're letting the other Audi TT get away. So we'll fast forward a few laps. I'll let you ride on board just so you can see what kind of lines and lap times we're doing there. We rejoin the action on the final lap, looking at the battle for second and third. So we can see here the orange Rockstar TT hasn't managed to make a gap on the BMW, but the gap has been about this all race. So the blue Rockstar BMW is looking like he's right in there in the challenge, but just not quite alongside. TT makes a slight mistake there, does go defensive down into probably one of the last braking opportunities to effect a pass here. Doesn't quite make it, but the BMW is right on the bumper. Now, can the BMW stay close enough that he can pass out the final chicane and on the run to the final corner? Let's find out. It looks like he's almost alongside there, but not quite. Braking zone's not deep enough in that corner there. So, can he focus on the corner exit? Looks like they both hop over the curb there. The BMW a little bit wide on the power around the final corner, going up to the finish line. Let's see what's going to happen here. Do any of them have penalties? Looks like they have penalties. And we don't know who's won or who's second even. So let's have a look. And it looks like the TT managed to win it by 0.3 of a second. So the TT comes home in second, but only 0.3 of a second. That was amazingly close. For myself, it was a good race. It was, once we managed to get out front, it was just a case of getting consistent lap times and bringing home the win. My main competitor didn't show for this race, so it's points in the bag. And if you enjoyed this, we've got race 6 coming up soon on the channel, so look out for that soon.